So first look at the CRZ lithium and nickel metal hydride side by side. So this is the nickel metal hydride on this side, and this is the lithium which I've just picked up from Cumbria, from Ivan. So that was a nice trip up there, and so it's a first look inside. So it has a cover very similar to this, and physically they are of very similar shape, so it probably fits in exactly the same hole in the body, and the mounting bars look exactly the same, and the motor power connections look the same as well. I'll show you about those in a moment, but the first interesting thing I suppose is the IMA harness connector. So this is the connector on the nickel metal hydride one, and this is the connector on the lithium one. It's exactly the same connector. I'll now have to do some work on the pin outs to see if they are the same, with the same sort of functionality. So if anybody's got a circuit diagram for the lithium one, that would be useful. And I also managed to get the harness connector from the lithium car, so I can look at that as well. That obviously plugs into the nickel metal hydride or the lithium pack. So looking at the high current motor connections, the motor connections come up through here. It's the same in the nickel metal hydride. And the three-phase connections for the motor are the same. The 12-volt battery lead, the positive battery lead, is a bit longer in the facelift CRZ, the lithium CRZ, so we'd have to extend the nickel metal hydride one to reach this point here, I think, because I don't think it will reach on its own. Well, it might do, but I'd have to look. It's certainly shorter in the nickel metal hydride one is mounted about here. This one is about another 2 or 3 inches further over. So the modules are all completely different inside the lithium pack. So this is the IGBT or IPU, whatever it's called. This is basically the main motor switching part. Looks bigger and a bit more chunkier, certainly a bigger heat sink. Obviously this can do 15 kilowatts in standard form, I believe. These are the phase current sensors. And then we have the MCM, which is smaller than the MCM and the nickel metal hydride one. So it looks like it's got CAN wires here coming in probably from the BMS boards, which are attached to the lithium batteries underneath. And then we've probably got outputs to the DC to DC and the IGBT module. I think the DC to DC is under there, and then we have the harness connector to the car, to the rest of the car. So that's where the signals will be coming in to the rest of the car. So as far as the actual lithium pack's concerned, it looks like we have a main positive under here, just under there, and it looks like the main negative is under here. So you have to take some of this off to start removing these modules. It won't let you remove things without taking things off. Now the switch is a bit of a strange affair. This is the main on-off switch. This is like a mechanical switch here, which then operates a sort of weird slidey mechanism thing and actually operates the switch down here underneath. So it's all a bit weird, but yeah, the ducting looks very similar. Ducting holes, same places, very similar, so I don't think there's any problem there. You could probably make the ducting fit, fan etc. all looks the same, fan connections. Yeah, so you probably can physically drop this straight into where the nickel metal hydride is. Obviously the question is then, will it work? What will it do? We'd have to extend the 12 volt as I've mentioned. What will it do? So I'll have a look at it. I'll study the wiring a bit first, and then that might be the first thing to try. Test the voltages of it, charge it up, get it sorted out, bung it in, and if the connections are the same on both, and see what how the car responds. It's almost certainly going to give some errors because there's probably more communication going backwards and forwards. I did manage to pick up the ECM as well for the car and the connectors, so that means I can make another car on a bench setup for the lithium, and I can then plug the HDS into that and start talking to the two modules to see what's going on. And also I can test my OBD2 CNC devices and my manual control, and all the rest of it can all be tested with the lithium. So basically we're at the just sort of looking and poking stage, and I do need a circuit diagram for the lithium cars. If anybody has one, that would be very useful. Obviously we've got the helm manuals and the online downloadable diagrams for the nickel metal hydride cars, but if anybody's got something for the lithium cars, that'd be useful. So that's where we are at the moment, just tinkering around. I'm still waiting for the IMA manual control printed circuit boards, but they'll be another month probably before they get here. And obviously while I'm also working on the bar graph display using those intelligent LEDs which you've seen. So that's where we are at that moment.